you doing, Dyon?
Hello, I'm doing
All
good.
right. How was your week this week?
It was good. I had an eventful week also. Me and my mother got into it a little bit, but it worked out.
Okay. Well, I mean, was it anything that where you had to channel your anger?
Yes, it was. It was
Okay.
actually like me and my mom got into like a pretty big thing this weekend, and well, not this, yeah, the weekend it was weekend, but yeah, and what I ended up doing, like, instead of retaliating and getting angry with her and yelling at her, like, because that's what we usually do, like, we just go back and forth. Instead of doing that, I just kind of like got up and I grabbed my daughter and I just like left. Like, I called my boyfriend and I was like, "Can you come get me?" And then he was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Okay." Well, and then we just like, I just avoided the whole situation to where I wouldn't get mad. Like, I was angry, but I just feel like I controlled myself better. I didn't let her get the best of me. I just got up and I left without raising my voice. None of that. I was just like, "Okay, I'm listening here." Have a good night.
So you felt that the argument that you and your mom had, the best thing for you to do was to leave.
Yeah, was to just like avoid the situation until I calmed myself down, until I was able to like talk rationally, because I knew like if I stayed there and we continued like argue, it wouldn't have been good. Like, because I like our past arguments, like it's just not good. So I knew like if I would have stayed there, it would have just escalated into something way worse. And so I was just like, I'm just gonna remove myself from the situation. So that's what I did.
Okay, so
And that worked for me. Like, the next day, me and my mom talked, and she was just like, she apologized, and I apologized, and everything worked out like a lot smoother than it usually would.
So you feel that when you get into an argument, especially the argument like you had with your mom, that on some occasions that you will be able to just step back
Yeah.
and walk away.
Just like take a deep
rethink
breath
about
and
it.
just walk away. Just say it's not worth it right now. I can talk about it whenever I'm less angry.
Okay. Well, what happens if an argument with someone else comes and you can't step away and you have to remain there? What would you do then?
I'd probably still just try to like just take a step back, like just ask like, hey, let's not do this right now. We can do this later whenever we're both more calm and we're both more, our more minds are more where they should be instead of in that angry place.
That's good. That's a positive step. Okay. Yeah.
I was proud of myself too. I was like, because usually like me and my mom, when we do argue, like it's like two cats. So I'm like, I'm glad I didn't let it get to that. And then the next day we talked too, and it was just like, my mom apologized, I apologized, like everything was like good because it didn't escalate to what it could have been.
So what made you think about doing it that way? I mean, did you think about what we talked about in our
I did.
session?
I knew that I didn't want to go there. Like, I didn't want to go to that angry place. Like, I wanted to be in my happy place. Like, I didn't want to be there. So I just thought about it and I was like, I'm just gonna handle this the only way I could think of right now, and that was to leave.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Any other incidents or any other ways that you have thought about it? Like the goals we talked about. The goals that you.
And like goals, I would say like I've set a goal to like, instead of, how do I word this? Instead of getting like, letting someone get me angry, I just like allow myself to like think before I say anything, and think before I act. And that like, that goes back to the argument with my mom. Like, that was basically like that was my goal, and like I accomplished it. Like, I just thought about it. I said, it's not worth it right now, I'm angry, I'm just gonna step back.
Good. That's good. Any other way? What about the relationship with you and your boyfriend?
We've actually been pretty good lately. We haven't had any like arguments.
Because I remember you talked about, like little things that you guys talk about or you may argue about, and you may think it's a big deal, but he may not think it's a big deal. So what have you done to not overreact?
Well, I kind of like listen to his side of it more. Like, I will just, instead of me like going, yelling, saying how I feel, I let him talk. Like, he'll tell me how he feels, and then in my mind it'll register to me like, okay, like it's not that big of a deal. Like, just let it go. We can work through that. Like, I just let him get his point of view out before I start giving mine, which is the overreaction usually.
That's good. Okay. Well, let me ask you this. I noticed that when in one of the sessions that we were talking, and we were talking about your biological mom, and you, when I asked you, you know, how was your relationship, you would always discuss about it, but you would be very passionate and sometimes even defensive about it. And so I was just wondering, how were you feeling when you know when you talk about her and her not being there and you know and you get so defensive or passionate about it.
Well, I think just because like even to this day, like it was my mother, of course it still hurts me.
Right.
But like I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Like I was angry, like when she passed away, angry at her. Like I was like, how she like, because I was so young, of course. I was just like, how dare you like leave us, like all those things. So yeah, like I was angry. I know I was angry, like specifically at her. Like I would sit up and I would just ask like, why? Like why would you leave us? We need you right now. Yeah, so I was angry.
So how did you get over that anger, or are you still angry?
That may be part of it too, still from that, because I wouldn't say like I'm over it. Like I can talk about it freely and I don't get all upset and everything, but like it still does bother me. Like just thinking about it, the fact that I was 11 and my youngest sister was 8. Like that's so hard for children to have to deal with.
But you know that's
I've lived more years now without her than I lived with her.
Right. But you know that's a part of life also. Yeah. And so and you have no control over it.
Yeah.
Because remember, you also talked about that you had some control issues.
Yeah.
Control. So you can't control, you know,
everything.
Right.
Things happen.
So what do you do when you can't control things?
Well, that does upset me sometimes also whenever I can't be like in control of things, but as through the years I've realized like you said, like everything happens for a reason and things like God has a way of making things happen in your life that to make you the person that you can be.
That's good. So you grow from it.
Yes. And I do think I've grown from it. I'm a great sister to my sisters. I'm a great mom to T. I feel like, and that was a building block for me. Like it helps me be the person I am.
Yeah, you help somebody else.
Yeah. Help me be stronger.
Okay. Well, anything else happened this week that you want to discuss? So what's your next step? What's your next goal? Okay.
Would you suggest any goals for me?
I know you talked about you wanting to go to school.
Yes.
So, maybe you should think about that.
Yeah, that would be a good thing. A really good thing. Because I don't want to wait way too long to where I'm 30 years old in school. Like I want to do school at a normal age.
Okay. Well, let's see. What about in other relationships with other people? Maybe what do you think? Like in goals and having a relationship with other people, what do you think? How do you think you would be able to handle those relationships?
Just by being more patient and being more understanding of what they have to say and what their point of view is.
That's good. So, well, it seems that you have taken some steps to try to help your anger. You've had an argument this past weekend with your mom, and you took a step back and you thought about it and you walked away, and then you were able to go back and talk with her. So it seems that you're listening more. And same thing with your boyfriend, that you're listening more and getting his point of view instead of overreacting. Does that sound?
Yeah, that's
like,
very accurate, very true.
yeah, very true. So in future relationships, you think you would be able to do that with others?
Yeah, like with all things, it'll take time, but I definitely think like I'll be able to do it. Like if I'm close with someone, like I'll be able to have that relationship plan where I can understand them and be able to have a conversation with them. Those things.
And not overreact.
Yeah, and not overreact or only see my side of the story. Like I'll be able to see everything because I'll be able to listen.
So what I'm hearing you saying is that you would probably take some steps and think about it first before you say something.
Definitely, just think, make sure like I'm in the right state of mind to be able to talk to someone. I don't want to be angry. I want to be in the right state of mind where I can talk to them and have a civilized conversation. No yelling, no raising my voice, no getting angry, like none of that. I just want to be calm, have a nice conversation, and be able to move forward from the problem, whatever the problem is.
So and let's go back for when you're gonna start school, because you know things are gonna, once you start school and then you have your child and you'll be working and it might get a little stressful.
Yeah.
So how would you handle those situations?
I'm a firm believer in like personal time. Like I would need, like I know, especially with all that going on, I'm gonna need like some time to myself. Like that's the time where I use like where I just think, just like everything's gonna be okay. Like it's getting hectic right now, but it's gonna be okay. So I'll definitely need some more personal time.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Because we all need some personal time. Even myself needs some self-care. So, well, it looks like we've made some progress in controlling the anger. You've channeled it, thinking more, listening more, and seeing the other person's point of view. And so, with that said, we have a couple more weeks to go, so let's think on some more goals that we can accomplish in next week, and then we'll talk about it next week. Does that sound
good?
All right, good.